So that brings an end to day 5 of the 2025 IBA World Championships here in Dubai. I'm joined by commentators Ronald McIntosh and Andy Clark to recap the day's boxing. Ronald, I'll come to you first. Any standout performances or bouts, because we are getting to the business end of the tournament now?
Indeed, in the 75 kilogram division, we're at the round of 16. So with this $8.23 million prize fund on offer, any boxer who won tonight, and it's the same tomorrow in the round of 16, any boxer who wins bags himself at least $10,000 US, and of course it's 300,000 if you make it all the way through to the gold medal bout. So stakes really raised, and in the 75 kilogram middleweight division, had an absolutely cracking contest. Jabril Traore, 2024 African Championship bronze medalist, against Mohamed Youssef of Sri Lanka, 2025 Asian under-22 silver medalist. Couldn't be more different. Jabril Traore, compact, come forward, pressure fighter, tall, gangly southpaw is what Youssef is. And in the first round, Youssef employed the tactics which were absolutely spot on. He staked his claim right here in the middle of the ring and made the man from Mali go backwards, pushing him back, spinning around him, giving him angles. Terrific performance, and he took the first round on a split. Then he tried it in the second round, the midway through, because he was exerting so much pressure to try and keep the incessant Traore off him that he began to gas. And Traore just began to grind his way back into contention. So having taken the first round on a 4-1 split, Traore came roaring back into it. Second was a 3-2 split in favor of Youssef. So that means Traore has lost the first 2 rounds, but he's completely drained the gas tank of the man from Sri Lanka. And in the third and final round, Youssef didn't have the energy to move anymore. So he was forced to stand and fight. And it was an absolute barn burner right in the middle of the boxing ring. And ultimately, on bout review, it's Traore who got it again. And he did the exact same thing against Vinny Mandir of IBN England in the first contest in a round of 64. Lost the first 2 rounds and still progressed. He goes through to the quarterfinals. A terrific contest. And Youssef, even though he lost, by making a pressure fighter like Traore go backwards, showed the way to do it, but it cost him so much in terms of energy that he just couldn't see it over the line. But a cracking performance. Both men deserve immense credit.
A come from behind victory indeed. Andy, now you had a couple of knockouts in your ring, if I'm not mistaken.
I did, yeah. I had a couple of single punch knockouts. So one was Lauren Alfonso, Cuban, who fights for Azerbaijan. If you follow this code of boxing, you'll know the name. He's much, much decorated. He's won medals at basically every major competition. And he was in with Agustin Veron of Argentina, who I saw in the first prelim. And he's nowhere near the same level of experience, nothing like it. So it was a massive step up. But in the first round, he did pretty well. He's well set up, nice and organised, a little bit wary, he looked a bit nervous. That's good, you know, as long as you can keep the nerves under control. Alfonso didn't really do a lot in the first round. At the start of the second round, on commentary, I asked the question, is Alfonso now going to just take his feet in a bit closer? Is Veron maybe going to take his in a bit closer because he's grown in confidence? And just as I said it, he just slid in a little bit closer, Veron, and it was like on a radar screen. All of a sudden he appeared, and there's that kind of like beeping noise in Alfonso's brain, and he just banged him with the right hand and knocked him out. And that was that. It was impressive. It really was impressive. And there was a real compassion for Veron from Alfonso as well at the end, you know, which I really like to see, because he knew what he'd done, but the game is the game. And then we had another one in the next fight, actually, and that was from Andrzej Lipitny, who hit his opponent from Kyrgyzstan with kind of like what was kind of like a loose right hand. There didn't seem to be too much on it, but it clipped him right on the chin, and he went down on his side as well, you know, like a tree that had been chopped down. And that one was all over. We've seen some wild stuff in Ring A. We really have in terms of the knockouts. And then in and around that, just quickly to mention, we had some mercurial performances from like Umar Taliev and Erkin Boev and Kolokov of Uzbekistan, and probably, by my reckoning, the 521st 5-0, 30 points to 27 win of Julio de Cruz's career. He just did his thing, Ron, though. He just did his thing. And he's slower, but it's like he sees everything in slow motion. Sure. It's like he knows exactly what you're going to do.
And that's what the
like
greats
when
do.
you got up this morning.
Yeah.
And he'll hinge at the waist, and he is slower. He really is slower, but they still can't hit him.
The timing. And Ron, you also had a couple of stoppages. What was the standout stoppage for you?
In terms of knockouts, we had Serik Tamirjanov Andy and I were at the Stark Arena in Belgrade in 2021 to see him come away with silver at 57 kilograms. He's moved up to 60 kilograms here. Highly decorated boxer, went to the Olympic Games, Asian Continental podium success as well. So here he is at 60 kilograms now, facing off against Andrew Chalata from Zambia, tournament number 6 seed. Won the first round because it was Chalata's first bout of the tournament, had a walkover to get through to this stage. And so 5 days in, first bout of the tournament, competitive first round, but it's Serik Tamirjanov who won it. And then in the second round, reached down to his left and just turned a left hook underneath. And as soon as it landed, the opponent, Chalata, just crumbled to the canvas. Referee saw the state that he was in and didn't even bother administering a count. But I think she probably could have counted up to 20 or 30. He was in a bad way, a really debilitating body shot, and the contest was over. But a real standout finish with precision punch picking from Serik Tamirjanov.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning Alan Perry of Scotland was due to box today, but he got a walkover, so he's bagged himself $10,000. Not too bad, but Andy, he won't be coming for just that. He'll be looking to go all the way.
Yeah, of course, and that's exactly where his sights will be set now. But he had two quite tough fights in a row, where he got a standing count in the first one, a standing count in the second one, had to tough it out in the final round, got a walkover today. So not only does he secure the money, which is great, he also gets a rest. And you know, at this point onwards, you don't know what can happen, and the rewards increase significantly. If you can win in your quarter-final, then you're guaranteed $75,000 for a bronze medal. You know, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it certainly is. And the action will continue here for day 6 tomorrow.